You ready to do this, Matt?
Yes, sir. Punch it, Chewy.
Welcome, super friends, to the Fortress of Nerditude podcast, a safe place to talk about all things in nerd and pop culture. I'm Spencer Stapleton. My co-pilot is Matt Shaw. We're two nerds that just refuse to grow up. Thank you for joining us. This is episode 201. We release every Thursday morning. You can find us on the website, fortofnerd.com. We have links to iTunes, Google Music, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, and everywhere podcasts are available. Stop by and relax a while. If you like what you're hearing, hit that subscribe button and get us automatically each and every week in your ear holes. Matt, it's 201, baby. We've crossed the threshold. We've gone up and over that 200 hill. How are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling like we're climbing another
one.
300 is the next hill.
Well, I mean,
because that kind of implies you're on the way down, and then we're gonna end it and just go to sleep. You know,
I feel like we're gonna dip down for a little, not in quality, not in terms of what we do. No.
Good.
We're just gonna dip down a little bit to drop in through like the 220s, so we like pick up some like real fast momentum and then skyrocket towards that 300.
I like it. I'm in.
I'm just saying. I think that's this thing. You know, Matt, it was really interesting last week. That was our first time we've done live video, and we recorded live on Twitch, and now here we are again doing it once again. But last week we put the video out to YouTube, and then as a bonus on the Fortress of Nerditude YouTube channel, I put out the old Bean Boozled challenge that I did at the end of the podcast in like a super cut version. So like it was, I don't know, like 9 minutes long instead of like the half hour it took me to go through all those nasty jelly beans last week. So that's out there, and that's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun seeing the super friends reaction to that. It's run the gamut. People have said they thought it was really funny. I've had a few people say that they could only watch part of it and then it got too much for them and they couldn't because it made them want to barf. So all I have to say is there's only 3 days left in September. Today being one of them, Tuesday and Wednesday. By the time the podcast goes live on Thursday morning, September will be over. And while I'm sad that September will be over, I'm also extremely, extremely happy that September is going to be over. This old Bean Boozled challenge, man, let me tell you something. It's legit. It's not fun. It's not fun.
No, man, it got your goat last week. That was rough.
It was so rough.
I enjoyed it. It wasn't that rough. I liked it.
Yeah, how was it from your perspective?
It was fun. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
And I know people saying Matt should do it. No, Matt's not going to do it. Okay.
I mean, I would like to see that. I mean, I would like to see that happen, but that's just me.
Next September, I'll do it.
Ooh, see, but now you got to stream and stuff.
I know.
Yeah, see, yeah.
There's a lot of things that can happen. I'm just
maybe I will help set some of the some of the things. Maybe we'll make it podcast related.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm in. I like it. I'm into it.
Every single time you say that you're a simple man during the month of September,
oh no,
you'll have to take a spin of the wheel of nastiness.
Worth it.
Worth it.
Worth it, man. Who I am, Tyrell.
So Matt, since last week, since episode 200 when we went live on Monday night on Twitch, how has the rest of your week been?
Good. It's been real good. Let's see what happened. I talked about all that leak that we had and the people coming in fixing it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned, so they finished it. So these people came in, and they did all the finishing work and got it all done.
Okay.
So it looks like nothing happened, which is amazing to me that these people are so good with like drywall and texturing that it looks literally like no one ever cut a hole there. It's crazy. So
Nice.
anyway, they came and finished all that up, which was a relief because now it finally feels like it's over. Much money later, um,
Right.
but it's over. And man, let's see.
Did you
When
give Lando the talk? Did you say, "Sorry, son, you don't get college now. We had to
yeah,
patch this hole."
oh my gosh. Thankfully, did not have to have the talk
Okay.
with Lando. Sorry.
Okay.
Um, let's see. Went golfing on Thursday morning with some friends here.
Okay.
Um, and that's always a good time. On Friday, okay, wait, hold on. I found this show on Netflix. You may have seen it, Spencer. I'm not sure, but it's called like the Great Barbecue Showdown or Smoking Show,
Oh
whatever the heck it's
yes.
called.
Oh yes, I have seen it.
So I discovered that this week. It was in like the top 10,
Yep.
and I'd never seen it. And apparently many others had already seen it. But regardless, I watched everything but the last episode now, and it got me all excited about cooking things.
Yes.
So we got a pizza oven. I know I've mentioned that before.
Yeah. Yep.
So I made some dough on Thursday and let it do its fermentation overnight. Just did a 24-hour dough, and we made pizzas on Friday. And that's fun. Emmy loves to get involved, and I don't let her
Sure.
touch anything, but she's like, "Can I have the flour?" I'm like, "Yeah, play with the flour like
Right.
LeBron." So flour gets everywhere.
Yeah.
That's always fun. But that was, it's always an experiment because with these kind of pizzas, it's like a quick cook. It's like
Yeah.
the oven is 800 degrees sometimes. And so you can put anything on these pizzas. And that's part of the fun is figuring out what kinds of things you want to try this week. So that was a lot of fun. And then on Saturday, Emmy had a birthday party, her first
Ooh.
like friend birthday party.
Okay.
So
I
it
was
was
gonna
at
say
a
it can't be her birthday because I know when her birthday
no,
is.
no, but Lando's birthday is on Sunday.
Oh,
So he'll be turning 1 already. That kid's
dang.
walking around like a mother trucker, man. He like it just clicked with him last week and he's just all over the place now.
Really?
Adorable. Yeah, he
Huh.
loves walking. His newfound freedom. Um and then anyway, so I took her to this birthday party. I picked up her friend and we went over to this birthday party. It was really cute, superhero birthday party. They like gave out capes to all the kids with their names on the back, like way over the top, you know,
Yep.
and that was fun. Uh
Let me ask you a
and
question. When you go to a party like that, do you feel the pressure that like when it's your
no,
turn? Okay, good. Good, good, good.
no,
Because I know so many parents are like,
couldn't
we
care
did
less.
this and they did this and like now
No,
we have to. I'm like, heck no. I'm not.
not into that.
I'm not all about that. Yeah.
No, no,
Okay. Good.
no.
Good. Good.
My children are simple children. They like cake, and that's pretty much all they care about. That's what a birthday is.
Yep.
So, but then in the let's see, afternoon, I purchased. Well, actually, it was weeks ago and they were frozen. But I got chicken wings, like raw chicken wings. I'd never done this before, but I smoked chicken wings.
Oh yeah.
So I had to do the whole thing, like break them where they're supposed to be broken and cut them and all of that stuff, which was, a little more time consuming than I thought, a little more frustrating.
Always is.
But it was a blast. Like I love smoking stuff. And so I've got like 3 or 4 different types of pellets now, which I switch out depending on the type of meat that I am cooking.
Mm-hmm.
And the I followed the recipe. However, this was my least successful cook, I will say, as far as it going as planned. About 35 minutes into cooking these wings at like 250, they started to get really up there in temp. Like you're supposed to cook wings for a lot longer than that. Um, anyway, I followed the recipe. After 30 minutes, you bump it up to like 425 or something. And I did that, and my firebox, I mean, it was going nuts. There
Really.
was smoke everywhere. It was going way too hot. So I pull open, and then the smoke's going everywhere. I'm looking at the wings, and 75% of them are fine, but I'm looking at 25% and they are charred, just burnt badly. I
Hmm.
pulled them off, hoping that they weren't, underdone.
There.
Threw in the meat thermometer. They're fine.
Yep.
Made some so hey, that's the way to do it. If you want to cook your wings in half the time, just let your firebox get out of control and you'll be good to go. But
Sound
anyway, they were
Yeah,
delicious.
sound like if you were getting that much smoke, like if it started smoking a ton, you probably weren't getting enough oxygen to the actual fire in your
Yeah,
firebox.
it was not a great um few moments there. I think next time I'll probably pull the wings off and increase the temperature. I think there were just too many things going on
Hmm.
while I was trying to increase the temp. Anyway, long story short, they were amazing. I made like a wet rub and then the dry rub and just had a good time with it. Jesse and I, we loved it. It was a lot of fun.
Nice.
And the last thing I've got for what happened this week is on Saturday night, no, maybe Friday. They had a Father of the Bride Part 3-ish that came out,
What?
produced by Netflix. Yeah.
Hmm.
They called it a mini movie. And like
Okay.
unto other pandemic reunions, so it was
Oh.
not like they weren't all in the same location. However, I will say this one was the best one.
Okay.
Far and away, like of all of the kind of quarantine things that we've seen happen, this is like
Yeah.
really good. It feels like it's in the spirit of Father of the Bride. And
Okay.
it's like 25 minutes and it's awesome. Like Father of the Bride for me is a very special like memory making movie. My whole life, I remember watching this when I was really little with my mom, watching it by myself as I got older and older and older. The music makes me feel stuff. Like it's just for me. I don't know. Call me a sap. I don't care.
So
It's just a special movie for me.
so now I've got this image of you like tugging on Mama Shaw's shirt sleeve saying, "Can we watch Father Bride again? Can we?" Is that how it was?
Probably. I
Probably.
mean, it was on in our house a lot.
Yeah.
So anyway, this thing came out and it was great. I got teary-eyed. I just love that series. It's all about family and feeling good, and that's what this did. It made me feel good, and it was kind of what I needed that day. So
Nice.
worked out great. Anyway,
Nice.
and that was it. And we just be chilling all the other times. You know what I'm saying? Watch some football, tons of football on Saturday, lots of
Right?
college football. I don't really do NFL that much. I know that that makes me weird to most people. I don't really
So weird.
care, but
So weird.
college football I will watch all day, baby. So anyway, I did watch that all day.
Huh. That sounds like you
How
had a
was
good
your week,
week.
man?
It seems like
Yeah,
you
it
had a
was a
real
good
good
week.
week. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, your beard's looking nice.
Hey, thanks.
Got a little touch up?
Well, so I fell down a little bit of a rabbit hole. Um, I started like looking at my beard. I'm like, like it gets this like really like gnarled look after like a couple days of sleeping on it, and
Yeah.
I try to comb it out, and it's like it gets all wavy and weird. I was like, there's got to be a better way. Like I see these guys that have these like combed beards that look
Sure.
amazing. I was like, and since I'm kind of growing this thing out for a while, and I don't know where the end of that is. I was like, I'm gonna YouTube some stuff, and I found like 4 or 5 like beard guys on YouTube that were talking about like here's what you got to do, and here's products and this and that. So over the
Mm.
weekend, I started taking care of my beard a little bit differently. I got some beard oil and a beard balm, and I got
Wow.
a comb that everyone's like, you got to use this comb. It's the
Oh
best comb.
gosh.
It's a Kent comb because it's not a plastic pressed one that can like rip at your hairs and da da da. And Brita's like, how much did this designer comb cost? I was like, I got 3 of them, a normal one, like a little smaller one that has some different teeth, and then like a little mustache comb for $8. And I was
Oh
like
wow.
relax. Like it's not like I didn't drop like $40 on like beard combs. It was $8. I was like, okay,
Okay.
I could use a comb. So I started combing it and using a conditioner that I got and oil and beard balm, and I'm shaping it and trying to
Goodness.
like. I mean, I figure if this thing is gonna be with me for a little while, I may as well get this looking the manly way that I want it to look versus
Right.
the homelessness way it was looking. So,
Okay. Fair enough. Fair
so
enough. Looks good.
we're working on it. This is about 6 months or so. So another 6 months,
Uh-huh.
it's gonna drop down another probably 4 or 5 inches, and I think that'll be right around the length I want to keep it at.
Oh my
So we'll
gosh.
see. We'll see. Like I said,
Wow.
Jackson, my youngest, he wants me to let it grow all the way down to my pee-pee, as he says. And I keep telling him, I was like, son, I think that's a little more than I'm in for. But anyway,
Oh
so
dear.
So I'm doing that. Let's see. I did a lot of streaming this week. Uh, of course, September is still going on. When the podcast actually drops on Thursday, we will be done with September. And I'm kind of excited by that, Matt, because I got to tell you,
Sure.
I've eaten a lot of nasty jelly beans this month, and some of them have made me pretty darn sick. The after show last week was rough.
Yeah.
Was really rough. And since I'm already kind of talking about rough stuff, I got to talk about. I've got some bad news, some sad, not bad, but sad news that I
Okay.
have to bring up. Um, last week was episode 200, and I got asked by a couple people, how is Stu and how is Steve? And Stu is doing great. I talked to Stu this last week. We caught up a little bit, kind of catching up on how his family's doing and his daughter, and his daughter's like
Yeah.
a year too older than Charlie, and they go to the same school, and so like we were kind of talking about stuff, and it was really good catching up with Stu because it has been a little while due to the pandemic and everything. But then I got a call. This is maybe Tuesday night, like really late Tuesday night, and it was from Steve, and he was calling me late at night. Well, at first he actually texted me and he said, "Hey, are you up?" And I said, "Absolutely." He said, "Can I give you a call?" And I said, "Absolutely." And I knew if he was getting a hold of me that late at night, it's not it's not good
Hmm.
news, right? And so my first thought was, "Oh man, his wife Carrie, there's something wrong because she's just gone through this big bout of cancer within this last
Yeah.
year." And so I'm like really like worried. I'm like, "Oh, is Carrie okay?" And he gets on the phone and he tells me um, that his dad had passed.
Oh man.
And for the super friends that were around back when Steve was on the podcast, the reason he left the podcast was because his dad got really sick. His dad started having these brain aneurysms, and he has something called COPD that really affects his lungs and how he breathes and some of his systems. And Steve and his family thought they were going to lose his dad Tim 2 years ago, and thankfully they got 2 extra years with Tim that they weren't planning on, which was a blessing. More time that he got to be with his grandkids and family and everyone. But unfortunately, he passed, and it sounded like they think that he passed away in his sleep, and it was fairly peaceful, and so that just happened like literally the day after I found out, the day after we recorded episode 200. And then today was his actual funeral service. And I tried
Mm.
seeing if I could get a flight back to Chicago, but with all the pandemic and all the
Yeah.
stuff going on, like I would look and I would like look at a flight, and then I'm like, okay, well let me see about booking this one. And then like it got canceled. I'm like, ugh. And so like I was looking around, and eventually they just said they were gonna do it on Zoom. So I was like, I'm just gonna watch it on Zoom. And Breed and I talked, and I figure that after some time goes by, after we get kind of through this coronavirus thing, I'm going to I'm gonna go and take Steve away for like a weekend or something, and we'll just go spend some time and hang out and do some fun stuff, and
Yeah.
kind of give him a break. So that happened. Unfortunately, unfortunately, it's really sad. But his dad had been struggling. His quality of life wasn't that good, and so it probably also is a little bit of a blessing that he's in a better place now. Uh, so that happened. Like I said, I streamed a bunch. I played a new game. Well, I say it's new, but it's not. It's been around for a while. It's called Among Us. It's kind of like the game Wolves or Secret Hitler. When I played it, I immediately thought of you, Matt, and I was like, we got to get our extended family, like our in-laws, to play this for like a family night game, because
Yeah.
you can play it on your phone, and basically you're on like a little ship, and there's a whole bunch of crewmates, and you can have like these little tasks you go and do, these little jobs around the ship, and there's one or two imposters, and they go around and they kill people, and if you discover a dead body, you report it, and then everyone then gets on chat and starts chatting and trying to discuss and pointing fingers at one another, and
Hmm.
it was a lot of fun. It
Nice.
was a lot of fun. So something there to do. I'm trying to think the other things. Kids are back in school. They started school 4 days a week starting today. So we're gonna see how that goes for the next little while. Breed and I finished all of the X-Men Wolverine movies because we've been going through this whole X-Men kick
Yeah, I
on.
forgot about that.
So I've now officially seen every X-Men movie except for New Mutants, which I said last week and I will repeat this week. I won't be watching. Other than that, man, like that's been my week. Just a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of just busy stuff. Work's been work. It's been busy and yeah, that's it. So that's been my week
That sounds also like a good week.
for the most part. Yeah, for the most part.
Good week. Good week.
So,
Um,
what
yeah.
do you say we get on to something that we like doing every week, and that's killing them boffins. Okay, Matt, we're episode 201. Do you have a
Oh
special
dear.
way for episode 201? Do you want to kill the boffins?
No, do you?
No, not really. Let's just kill them.
Let's kill him.
I always have to let you know, many Bothans died to bring us this information.
Rest in peace, you Bothans.
All right, Matt, we are into Rebel Intelligence. Many Bothans have died. Matter of fact, 201 Bothans died this
Wow,
week.
so many.
It was kind of a lot. What do you have for me this week?
All right, so let's start with what we always love talking about, Disney's live action remakes.
Oh, of course.
So they're Peter Pan and Wendy um movie that's supposed to be coming out in the future at some point. Again, kind of vague here. They have cast Tinkerbell.
They've
And
cast Tinkerbell?
they've cast Tinkerbell.
Okay.
And we don't know, as far as I'm concerned, we don't know who Peter is. We don't know who Wendy is, or any of the other players in this movie just yet. But we do know Tinkerbell,
Okay.
and it is Yara Shahidi.
Oh, Yara Shahidi.
She is you would recognize her
Really?
if you saw her. Yeah.
Okay.
She's in Blackish. She's the oldest daughter in Blackish. She also had her own show called Grownish. So she's been obviously in that. Blackish is a massive show.
I like how
It
you
was
say
hugely popular.
you would know her and then mention two shows I've never seen.
You've never seen Blackish?
Not
even
second.
a little bit?
Not even one split second of it.
Man, it's good. It's
Okay.
funny.
I believe you. I'm just
it's
saying.
not good enough that I kept watching it beyond like a season and a half, but it was a basic comedy, but it was unique in that, there were some unique situations and they tackled some tough subjects. Anyway, I like that show. You may recognize her then. You may not. You can look up a picture and see if you recognize her. But anyway, so she has officially been cast as Tinkerbell. So I
Okay.
expect us to get more information soon in the coming weeks and months. If they're continuing to do casting and this is broken, we should figure out Peter Pan, Wendy, and then the other, what's their last name? Wendy, what's her last
The
name?
Darlings.
The Darling siblings.
Carmichael.
I don't know.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. It sounds good though.
The Darlings.
And we'll see how the rest of this live action remake. I don't know if it's a remake. I mean it is. I don't know what else they're gonna do with it. How it shakes out.
So this is going to be this is the next evolution of the Disney live action. We're redoing our animated stuff, right? And this is the casting for that Peter Pan film.
Yeah. So we do not yet have a release date for this, and I know that movies like Robin Hood, the remake for that, are definitely coming to Disney Plus. They're not even going to hit theaters, so we don't know
Sure.
enough about this Peter Pan and Wendy to figure out if this is a kind of full-on theatrical release or if this is a Disney Plus thing. But this is kind of the first really bit of casting news and information we have about the Peter Pan and Wendy remake that's happening.
I love Peter Pan. It's one of my all-time favorites from kind of like the old era. Kind of the we'll say the golden era of of the the I don't know the animation. I don't know Bronze Age. What I don't know. I'm trying to think like because like you've got like the Bronze Age, the Silver Age, the Gold Age, and like comics and anyway.
Yes.
I love Peter Pan. I love that story. Unfortunately, though, because like the work that Peter Pan is based on, the J.M. Barrie stories are like in the public domain. Like there's been so many different like Peter Pan movies or Peter Pan adaptations, and so
Yes.
not that necessarily that the animated one is the best one, but it's definitely the one I'm most familiar with. And so I'm excited for a live action remake, and I'm also terrified at the same time because I don't want them to ruin what I consider to be a pretty nostalgic movie for me.
Yeah, the whole Peter Pan series of things that I love, which is really basically three things: the ride,
Uh-huh.
the animated classic, and Hook.
Okay.
And those three things are like the holy trinity of Peter Pan to me. And I know there's
Sure.
been a crap ton of other Peter Pan stuff, but I've never seen any of them. I haven't seen a single Peter Pan movie that was not made by Disney.
Okay.
Or Hook was made by, I don't even know, but it was fantastic and I want more of it and I need to see Rufio again. Um, but the only I did forget this, and we talked about this a few months ago. Jude Law was cast as Captain Hook. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes, I
Yeah.
do remember that.
Yeah, so we talked about that a few months ago. So those are the two things we know. So
Okay.
we've got a villain and we've got
That's right.
Tinkerbell, kind of a
I'm
sassy
I'm
double agent-y, whatever she
I'm
is.
glad you brought back the Jude Law casting because here I'm thinking, I don't know who this person is for Tinkerbell. I'm sure she's going to be fine. I have no doubts about that. Whatchamacallit, Disney does really well with their casting. But the whole Jude Law thing, I'm like, oh, yes. Because you have to have a really strong character actor, I think, to play Hook. Because that is a meaty role. Like, Peter Pan's fun. Peter Pan's good. But Peter Pan doesn't chew up the scenery. Captain Hook, on the other hand, look out.
Yes, yes. Can't wait. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. We'll see.
Okay. I like that, Matt. All right, so let's shift over into another Disney property, but this is the MCU. So
All right.
I love that right now Disney Plus is really starting to roll out a lot of like little hints, little tidbits, little secrets, little I don't know even what you call them, just little nuggets of information because we're getting more and more. And just recently revealed, oh, this is so exciting, Matt. I'm like, I almost want to tease you on this a little bit.
Oh dear.
Let me tell you something. We are getting back an iconic character in the MCU for a Disney Plus series.
Okay.
Do you have any guesses? Just take a wild guess.
Robin Scherbatsky's character.
Robin Scherbatsky.
I don't know her real name. Oh, Colby Smothers?
Colby Smulders is the actress's name.
I have no idea who she is.
She plays Maria Hill in the MCU.
Perfect.
You are close. It is a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. We're getting Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury.
Yes.
We are getting a Disney
Very
Plus series with Nick Fury. So Samuel L. Jackson has signed on. He's going to play Nick Fury. Now here's the thing. We've got some information. Kyle Bradstreet, who helped do Mr. Robot, he's going to write and produce it. We know that it will be coming to Disney Plus. My guess is, because we don't know a ton, it's definitely going to be after WandaVision and Loki and Falcon the Winter Soldier. Right. But we don't know if it's going to actually drop before or after like the She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, Hawkeye, because none of those have started filming yet either. Here's the other thing too. The last time we saw Nick Fury, he was on a spaceship heading out into space. Or at least, that's what it appeared like in the Captain Marvel movie, right? Or was it the post-credit scene in Endgame. Anyway, I'll have to look that back up. We don't know about this series when this takes place, so this could be the time frame after he first meets Captain Marvel in the 90s, but before he ends up talking to Tony Stark about the Avengers Initiative in 2008's Iron Man. So it could be like this. We could have like a 2-decade almost chunk of time where we could be telling interesting Nick Fury stories. Nick Fury, I don't know, putting together S.H.I.E.L.D., Nick Fury gathering more information, coming into contact with some other superheroes, coming up with the idea. Like, it could be that, or it could be post Spider-Man Far From Home. It could be post Spider-Man's Far From Home, where we see him on the ship. Like, it could be something about how they're going to use him to help start setting up the real next big phase of the MCU films. I don't know. It's we don't have a ton of information, but I gotta tell you, Matt, just knowing that Samuel L. Jackson's going to be playing that character again makes me excited.
Yeah, I'm interested because Nick Fury is supposed to be kind of, like mysterious. I don't really know much about him. There's little bits and pieces and nuggets of information, and it's kept mysterious for a reason.
Right.
It'll be really interesting because they're going to shed light more on his character, obviously. It's not like a series, where he's in it. This is a series about Nick Fury.
Right.
So it's going to be it will be interesting. I'm excited to see, when this takes place, obviously, because that's going to shed light on what this is going to even be about.
Yep.
And then it'll be interesting, when they choose to announce that, we can start speculating on who he really is and what he's done in the past and what he's doing next and who he's talked to and who does he know and does he always play for the good guys? And there's just a lot of questions I have about him and how much he really knows about everything. So
yep.
I think it's really cool. I'm hoping we get introduced to some new characters that will show up in maybe future Disney Plus shows. Maybe we see Moon Knight or we see She-Hulk in his series for a moment as he's trying to talk to other, potential cast members. I don't know.
Here's one idea I have. Actually, two ideas.
Okay.
One, if we see the time period between Captain Marvel's, his younger version, Captain Marvel, and Iron Man, I hope we see him interacting with Bruce Banner. Because Bruce Banner would have been around at this time. He would have been the Hulk. And we know because of the deal, Universal owns the right to have any full-on just Incredible Hulk movies distributed through them. But Marvel can have the Incredible Hulk and Bruce Banner in their stuff as long as it's not like that's the main thing. Like, you're not calling it the Hulk movie. That's why Thor Ragnarok was really Thor Ragnarok / Planet Hulk. But they called it Thor Ragnarok and they made it a Thor movie. So what if we end up getting this, but we get a lot of Bruce Banner stuff? And that's why we know why Nick Fury knows where Dr. Banner is later. That's something they could do. Okay, here's the other thing. Now, if they're in the future, what if we find Nick Fury as a vehicle to help bring the X-Men into the MCU? I'm just saying. I know this is like
now we're in full Patton Oswalt from
I know
Parks and Rec zone, man.
I know, but I'm just saying at some point. Because it's got to happen. And I've been watching all these X-Men movies and I'm formulating ideas and I'm like, which comics should I go and read? Because maybe they're going to pull this and this. Anyway.
Awesome.
All right.
Great.
We've been on this one for a while.
Okay,
what else do you have?
Off that.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it on Disney Plus.
Okay.
This is it's not a massive update or a huge big deal, but we are going to briefly talk about the Cassian Andor series that's eventually coming to Disney Plus. And the Disney Plus Star Wars shows have had rocky starts, to say the least.
Yep.
Outside of The Mandalorian, which seems to have its crap together. However, everything else kind of surrounding these Disney Plus series with the Obi-Wan series getting all, I don't even know what's going on with that. And then the Cassian Andor series,
Yeah.
there's been a little bit of drama there and when's it going to start and production and all that crap. Um, but because of COVID-19, travel issues, and probably some conflicts of timing, and I think we're going to see a lot of that over the next year of directors, producers, actors, and their timing commitments. We're probably going to see some people getting switched out, directors changing, and that's what we're
Yep.
seeing here is the Rogue One writer, Tony Gilroy, will not be directing the show's at least first few episodes as he was scheduled to do. He's still going to be like the showrunner, the executive producer, but the director will be Toby Haynes. And he's not like a big thing, hasn't done movies, but he's probably best known for directing an episode of Black Mirror called USS Callister. And I've never seen Black Mirror. And I know, oh my goodness, people might be upset by that.
Sure.
I kid. I got to pick and choose my shows. That's not one that I chose.
You're a simple man. You ain't got time for everything.
However, Black Mirror is a big deal, so I assume he did a just fine, great, stellar job with that. But that's kind of just a little information. So at least there's some parts moving with that because it's just been quiet on the Cassian Andor front. So I still think we're going to see a Mando season 3 before we see any other Star Wars shows.
Maybe.
I still think we're just far out. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But that's the information that we have now pertaining to the Cassian Andor series.
The interesting thing is I saw something else reported that like one of the actors that was in the first season of The Witcher isn't going not anyone big, but not anyone like that was massive, but he's not going to be cast in the second season. They're going to have to recast his role because he's I think in New York and they're filming in the UK and he can't because of COVID, he can't travel.
Right.
And so since he can't travel and he can't get the permission to do that, they're going to have to like recast the role. And he said like he was a little bummed, but he's really excited because he's such a fan. And so I think we're going to see some of this where studios are going to say, "Hey, look, we want to do it this way, but we can't do it that way unless we delay for much longer. We need to be producing content. We need to be putting this out. We're still a business. So we're going to make some changes," like you said, where Tony Gilroy's, not going to be directing the first few episodes, still show running, still writing, but someone else is going to direct those until such time that he can get there.
Yep.
So that makes sense. But I think we're going to see more of that, Matt. I really do.
We'll see.
Okay, so here's something that's interesting. And I don't know how I feel about this. I'm really kind of torn. So let's jump over to the DCEU for a second. Okay? We know that our boy James Gunn, we're friends with James Gunn. We've talked about this before.
Love him. Yeah, close friend.
Jimmy Gunn. Jimmy Tommy Gunn. He's doing the Suicide Squad movie. And I'm kind of turning the page a little bit on that movie because of how the other one was and whatnot. And we've talked about that.
Yes.
But we saw at the DCEU fandom event, we saw like this, 15-minute like behind the scenes thing where they were kind of showing off how they were filming it and some of the progress and whatnot.
Yeah.
One of the characters we saw was John Cena's character called the Peacemaker. And what's interesting is that the Peacemaker is like this character who's like a pacifist. I mean, his character's a pacifist. I guess the real name is Christopher Smith, but he goes by Peacemaker. And he's so committed to being a pacifist and so committed to his ideals of peace that he decides that the only way to achieve world peace is to become a superpowered hero and murder anyone in his way of accomplishing this. Okay?
Oh my gosh.
So
I like it.
They got John Cena. They've kind of said that like this guy is kind of a D-bag. Like that's kind of the idea. Well, now before Suicide Squad has even hit the theaters or gone, directly streaming to HBO Max or whatever is going to happen there, that they've decided that they're going to spin off the Peacemaker and do an 8-episode series starring John Cena as the Peacemaker. And I don't know if this is going to happen prior to the movie. It sounds like it'll probably happen after the movie. But here's the thing. Like, I think John Cena can be really funny. I think he can be really entertaining in small doses and when he's mixed around other people.
Yes.
Now they're talking about anywhere from, I'm going to guess, 40 minutes to an hour-long episodes, 8 of them where he's going to carry the whole thing. And he has been I
don't know.
He has been an actor before, and he hasn't been able to carry an entire show. So, right. I don't know. I'm a little worried about this. How do you like the idea of like a spin-off off of a movie that hasn't come out yet, that's based off of a movie that flopped so hard at the box office?
Yeah. So you said this is HBO Max?
It's DC, so I'm guessing that it's going to be HBO Max. Yes.
Okay. Well, if it's HBO Max, it makes sense because it doesn't make sense.
True.
But for everyone else, I don't like John Cena as, like you said, as like a main character carrying a series. It just does not happen. It can't happen. I mean, I like the guy, and he's been in stuff that I've enjoyed.
Yeah.
However, I like you said, I just don't see it. I can't see him as a good enough actor to carry shows. Even when he's in stuff, I'm like, that's a funny guest appearance.
Yeah.
You know, not like, it's not like The Rock where he shows up and I'm like, okay, this is like an actor. But when I see John Cena and things, I'm like, well, that was fun, I guess. Like, he's
right.
like a big, strong white guy. I guess that's cool. I don't know. I'm like you. I'll reserve all the judgments. However, I'm not like excited about it.
Yeah,
so
I'm on the fence, Matt. I really am. Like, I wanted to.
A lot of other characters I could have chosen before
that's
him.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, I love the DC characters. I want to see DC succeed, but like to spin off a character from a movie that we haven't even seen yet, like DC, like from me here, Spencer, to you, Jeff Johns, and whoever else at Warner Brothers you got to talk to, stick to the Holy Trinity: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Stay there. You can do your Flash and you can do your Flashpoint. You can do, the Aquaman, because I know that made some money, and Shazam, that made money. That's fine. Like, but stick to the main three. Stick to the Holy Trinity. Make good movies with those three characters, and then establish yourself as actually putting out quality films, and then branch out from there. People will be so much more forgiving. I promise you, if Ant-Man had been the first movie that the MCU had dropped, there's no way we would have got the Avengers. There's no way we would have had Infinity War and Endgame and Spider-Man. Like, no. I love Ant-Man. I think it's a great character. I love those movies. But that would have been the wrong step right out of the gate. So if you're going to retool stuff and you're going to redo it, I don't know, Peacemaker? I don't know, Matt. I don't know.
I'm with you, man.
I'm feeling very passionate about this tonight for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, that's okay. Because we want DC to succeed. We've mentioned it. Right. We crap on it, but it's because we want it to be better.
It's true. That's true.
Well.
Okay.
Well,
what else do you got?
I've got one last thing, and of course, it's all about Animal Crossing.
Ooh, okay.
So we are getting our Halloween update to Animal Crossing by the time this podcast's out, yesterday, but as we are talking, Wednesday, September 30th.
Okay.
Is when the it'll make sense when we listen to the podcast on Thursday. Okay?
I certainly hope so, because that was confusing to me.
Anyway, so this is okay. When I was younger, and I've talked about Animal Crossing on the GameCube before and how many hours I poured into it when we had our Animal Crossing discussion months back in March when this came out.
Yeah.
I loved the holiday stuff because there was always like a little special event. And back in the days of GameCube, it was like minor, like what could they
Sure.
do? And
Right.
it wasn't like a full update that you downloaded. You could just manipulate the clock and do it however you wanted. With Animal Crossing now, you have to, the update has to go live and then you get access to all the cool stuff. And so there's things like you can grow your own pumpkins now. And then when you grow your pumpkins, you can take them and use them to like make Halloween decor or other fall like
Ooh.
items to put around your town or in your house, and they open up and there's this witch or this devil lady, and you can like put on devil horns and you can change like your skin color to make it green like a witch or whatever you want to do.
Okay.
There's a couple of costumes. You can collect candy throughout the month so that on Halloween you can give it to Jack the Czar or whatever his name is, who's a pumpkin faced man who shows up. He's like the mascot of Halloween. There's just tons of really fun, cool things that are going to go live with this update. And Jesse and I have already cleared our calendars for Wednesday night because we know it's time to jump back in to Animal Crossing. I've been waiting for an excuse to really pour, another 50 hours in, and I think I just found it.
Wow. The interesting thing is I told my wife that there was an update coming and she was like, I need to get back into that game. I was like, mm-hmm. And of course she got it and she's like, yeah, I can't do anything yet. It's not there yet. I was like, I don't know when it is. I hear it's coming soon. Like I didn't know enough about that. So she'll be excited to hear that. I like the sound of this. It also makes me think like, did Animal Crossing just barely miss the boat and not like talk to Disney and get The Nightmare Before Christmas incorporated? Get Jack Skellington in there, like just
that would have been.
It seems like that's like just like such a close like step to make that happen. I don't know.
I wish that could happen. You know how I feel about The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I
We
know.
watched that on Sunday with Emmy. She's been asking for weeks. We're like, it's not quite close enough yet. Anyway, long story short, this update looks so cool. Can't wait. And on Halloween night, there's like a party and they designate a time, so it's like from 5 to 10. Like there'll be trick or treating and other festivities with Jack, who shows back up to kind of be the MC of the evening. There's just tons of fun stuff. And we were already talking over dinner, like we should have a Halloween party and we'll manipulate the clock so that we can have like 2 days before Halloween so that people can actually join us. We'll like have Rita and Spencer.
Yeah.
And we'll have like, Charles maybe and Hadley, and we'll have all these people and we'll have a party. Dude, and we'll have candy and
let's do it.
It would just be a lot of fun. So we'll see how everything shakes out.
Okay, so this is going to sound really, really dorky. Maybe not to a lot of our super friends that are listening. But what if like we did something where not only could we do like a party, but like we did something like live where we could like have like we make food here, you guys make food there, and like, have a way, I don't know, like some, the pandemic being what it is.
Yeah.
So have some like virtual party, but yet we're also like in game having a little party and I don't know. Like, let's let that idea percolate. I'm going to talk to Brina about it and she's going to be like, make it happen, Spence. Do what you got to do. Like, I already know that, but I like that idea.
Lots of fun. Well, it's going to be awesome. We're excited about it for sure. Halloween's so exciting. So it'll be fun.
So cool. I definitely think it's time for me to hop back in. I've been thinking about it for a while and wanted to get back in, but I think now's the time. Now's the time. All right, Matt. So for my last story here in Rebel Intelligence for you, I've got an interesting one. This is a little bit on the tech side. I found this. I thought it was really kind of cool. So for the last 18 months, there's been a rural village in Wales that has been suffering internet outages and slowdowns, and they've been fairly consistent. And so the people that live there, call out the technicians, and the technicians come out and they say, well, let's check this, and no, this looks good, and let's check that. Then the usual thing that IT technicians will do is they're going to go and they're going to check everything, they're going to run tests. But it's not just like one or two of the people in the village, it's like everyone in the village is like losing service, like crazy, and they can't figure this thing out. So like time has gone on. It's been 18 months and they're getting like daily interruptions and daily slowdowns, and you know how this is. If the internet like comes to a screeching halt, was like, oh, what am I doing with my
All
life?
over.
Like, yeah, like how do I exist? We had an outage
Yep.
here that went on for a couple days, and we also had some
Oh
power
my
outages. And I was like,
gosh.
where's my books? And she's like, Brita was like, oh, just on your phone. I'm like, no, I can't get to the phone, the Audible. Like, I need the paperback books. So I was like, all right, time to dig into the closet and pull out books, that sort of thing, right? So like the internet is kind of crucial. So for 18 months, they can't figure this out in this small little village of Wales. So finally, as a last resort, the technicians for the company said, "Hey, we're going to basically take this device, which is a spectrum analyzer, and we're going to walk up and down through the village, and we're going to look for basically like electrical noise, like electromagnetic interference." And they're over in Wales. They're on this different type of network that's older. It's called a single noise, a single high input impulse noise system. Anyway,
Okay.
it's this basically this old version of the internet, and it's very, very susceptible to electrical interference. As it turns out, the technicians are walking around 7 a.m. like clockwork. Everything dumps out. They go around and they find that there's a villager who has a very, very old television. And every morning at 7 a.m., this villager would click on and turn on his old television and start like watching whatever as he was getting up and having his cup of coffee and getting prepared for the day and doing his normal stuff. And then he would turn the TV off, and all the interference, the electrical noise that the TV was putting on the system goes away, and then he goes to work. So for 18 months, this villager has been like knocking the internet out for everyone. And here's what I find is really, really funny. They asked the guy, like, what are you gonna do? And the villager that had the television set just basically said, well, I'm just gonna unplug the television set, and I'm gonna just kind of put it away and not use it.
Oh my gosh.
And I heard that and I went, wait a minute. Why are you not gonna throw it away? Because you can't use it anymore.
Oh my gosh.
If you use it, you're going to like knock out the internet for everyone. So like just throw it away. Go get a new one. Like I'm sure if someone started like a GoFundMe or something, like they would buy him like a brand new plasma, like a brand new LCD flat screen. Like, yes. So anyway, I just thought it was really funny. This is a kind of crazy story.
Man.
Coming out of the UK, coming out of Wales, and I went, wow. Like, just wow. I love this. It is so unique and so crazy. I will always read this kind of stuff and get a lot of entertainment out of it. So
that's ridiculous. That's what that is. That's ridiculous. You got to be kidding me.
Love it.
My gosh, it's awesome.
I love it. All right, that was the last thing I had in Rebel Intelligence. Matt, did you have anything else?
I'm out.
Okay. Perfect. So let's move on. Last week was episode 200. We asked you, super friends, what is a TV show that you love that has gone over 200 episodes? And we got some answers, and we got some people that were kind of practical jokers. They were trying to get by a couple. So,
oh dear.
we are going to go directly to Facebook today, and we're going to start with Paul Calico. And I'm going to say right now, Paul Calico has a few entries. He hit up a few of our social medias.
Oh, okay.
First thing is, The Price is Right. The Price is Right. That's a game. That's a game show. Like I started thinking, I'm like, game shows, like daytime talk shows.
It's true. I guess
it qualifies. Like it's a
TV show.
There's a lot of episodes in that. I didn't go and check, but I guarantee it's over.
More.
It's over. Like they probably have close to 200 episodes a year.
Probably 2,000, at least 20,000 episodes. Who knows?
Yep. Okay. Nathan Noah says SNL, Looney Tunes, and The Simpsons, which all shows I could easily see people loving that have over 200 episodes. Tim Both on Facebook says MASH, 256 episodes. He actually took the next step and did the counting for me.
Yes, well, thank you very much. Now we can for the Guinness World Records, we would ask you to. Anyway, long story short, thank you for verifying that the information is actually accurate instead of us having to kind of take your word for it.
So we're gonna jump over to our Discord, and over on Discord, and of course I had it pulled up. There we go. I've got Tim Paul, and he says, I have two. The first won't surprise anyone who knows me. It's MASH. Monday night at 8 p.m. was the first show the whole family sat down and watched every week. I love it so much and watched every episode multiple times.
Oh, wow.
Multiple times. I mean, to me, that sounds like he's probably seen that series maybe 4 or 5 times. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Tim can jump in later and let us know. It says the second is a guilty pleasure, launching in 1996 and currently at over 5,900 plus episodes. Drum roll, please. Judge Judy.
Oh my gosh.
This show is everywhere and never boring. Heck, I even watch it in my hotel while vacationing in Ireland. There was nothing else on, he says. He says, I will leave you with a Judaism. Beauty fades, dumb as forever. That goes for boys and girls.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Judge Judy. My grandpa would agree with you.
I love that. I thought that was so funny. All right.
Okay, Judge Judy. Nice.
Judge Judy. That's definitely over 200 episodes.
Well over.
Let's jump over to, what do we got? Twitter. We got Patrick Novacell at Hollywood Bones. He says, WWE Raw.
Okay.
Once again, that show's been running for, I don't know, I mean, how many years? Like, it started probably in the early-ish mid-90s. And,
let's say, when do they have to change their name, though?
It's still the same show.
It's still within 200.
Yeah, it's still.
I mean, it's the same show, but I'm just saying, the name change, is it the same show? I don't know.
Well, considering it runs...
But it's well over 200.
Yeah, it runs every Monday.
Like, who knows when that was? 98 when they had to change their name or something like that.
Yep. I'm definitely gonna say that's a big one. That one's been around for a while.
Yes.
All right, El Maiko at Giz Pika says Pokemon and regular show. Both great shows that came at two very different parts of my life, but love them both the same. Hashtag Squirtle Squad for life. Squirtle Squad.
Wow. Okay. Well, I will say this. The Super Friends are being much more creative than I was when we were kind of talking about this last week and put on the spot. Now my mind is going, okay, well, let's talk about Monday Night Football. That's got to be up there in my top running TV shows. Does the Stanley Cup playoffs count? I mean, I'm all over the place thinking about what this could mean.
Yep.
Speaking of the Stanley Cup playoffs, it's almost over, man. Stanley Cup could be won tonight.
I know. We'll have to see. All right, moving over. Still on Twitter. We're not moving anywhere. Paul Calicote again sneaking in here. He says, there's more I hope of our anime family. So we're going to lay down a list. He says, Naruto is good, which leads into Shippuden. Okay. One Piece has over 1,000 episodes. More recent shows like Adventure Time and regular show over 200 also. He says, sorry, I went all cartoons. And then he says, but he's going to have to pick Dragon Ball Z with 291, but it is a continuation of Dragon Ball with 153, and then it continues after Z with Dragon Ball Super with 131. So he's got the one, but then he's got the one that came before it, the one that came after it, that kind of all morphed together, and it's got quite a lot. And then, of course, Bernabe Butters at Dantes_Belmont. He just came in and just said straight up Dragon Ball Z. And then he also said, and Doctor Who, 38 seasons with over 800 plus episodes. Gosh. So we got a lot. And then my favorite. I've loved all these answers. This is my favorite answer though this week. Not that we pick favorites, but we do. And
apparently we do.
And not that this gets any more attention, but it does this week. Hashtag say her name at dspin67 says, Young and the Restless.
Oh my gosh.
I love that
only because the podcast.
Only because I know that like they've probably got like what? 300 and 20 some episodes every year because they don't do a show on Saturday, Sunday, but they do every Monday through Friday or something. Like I don't know. I just want to say that was my favorite. I thought that was the most creative answer, and it made me laugh the most.
It is definitely is. Some good answers though. Good answers in there.
Great answers in there for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. Our super friends are out there. They're helping us out every week. Last week they showed up in droves for episode 200. They made me do the Bean Boozled challenge after the podcast. They are helping us out week in and week out. How can the super friends help us out this week? What can they do?
So thank you, super friends. As always, thank you for listening, liking, subscribing, commenting. Now I can say that because we're on YouTube, and that's what like all the YouTubers say.
It's true.
So if you have a YouTube account, which you do, hop on, find us. This time we're Fortress of Nerditude, not just Fort of Nerds. So Fortress space Nerditude. Then you'll find us. Just look for our awesome logo, subscribe, and we will be dropping at least the episode every week on Thursday. But there will likely also, like last week, we did the Bean Boozled thing at the end as kind of a super cut situation. And we may see some things in the future pop up that if you're not subscribed, you might miss.
Ooh.
And we don't want you to miss anything. That was my WWE voice. Anyway, so thank you for doing that. Please continue to interact with us. Thank you for answering the question of the week all the time. We love reading them. We love interacting with y'all. So thank you. And then if you haven't yet, go watch Father of the Bride Part 3-ish and get your feels on.
Nice. I like that. Also, Matt, as a real quick note to how the super friends are helping us out, they're totally getting up in our Discord right now, and they're totally talking about anime and how you need to go watch Death Note, and it's on Netflix, and you've committed to this, super friends, that you're gonna do this.
Hey, I didn't hear it. He didn't write in about it. Okay.
I'm just saying, Matt. You should peek around a little bit because your name's being called out, and I'm not getting into that because I'm not committing to watching.
I am, man.
Anime.
I'm in. It's on Netflix. I'm in. All right, I'll go
Netflix.
Find Death Note.
Death Note.
Whatever.
Here we go. And the super friends are going to spend another week trolling Matt in our Discord. Love it.
Bring it.
All right, Matt. So here's something I found, and I thought it would be fun to kind of talk about. I've seen, we've talked about this before, right? So you remember a little while ago we talked about how there was what was it? It was a Chrome plugin for something called like Netflix Party that would allow you to like watch a Netflix show with someone, right?
Yeah.
So now Sling TV of all things is coming out with a party style watch party function. You have to be a member of Sling. You have to you have to have their thing. You've got to I think it's got to go through a Google Chrome. Like they've got some requirements, but they're rolling out a watch party. So I want to add this to the list here. We got Sling TV that does this. We have the Netflix Party, which is a Chrome extension, and you have to have a Netflix account. Hulu has their watch party, so you have to have Hulu, but you have to have the Hulu with no ads in order to have that feature. There's a Chrome extension called Disney Plus Party that actually costs you $2.99 to purchase. And then, of course, here on Twitch, where we stream the podcast now live on Monday nights, they have their own watch party service, but of course you can only watch things that are available on Prime Video. So
Interesting.
we're
Okay.
start we're starting to see this whole kind of like watch parties now becoming a thing where you can watch a show and you can be chatting with other people. So it's kind of like sitting around watching a movie with your family, except you can do this with a lot of other people. So for instance, if you had that Chrome plugin for Netflix Watch Party, you could watch Death Note with all the super friends that love anime, and they could be
That's
asking
right.
you what you think about it as you watch it,
Oh
right?
man, no pressure.
Tons of pressure. Tons of pressure for you, Matt.
Yeah, hard pass.
So here's my thing, and here's my question.
Okay.
This is starting to build. Do you think this is going to be a sustainable thing that's going to be with us long term?
Um, hmm, I think that they need to figure out how to make it better, but that's coming from me, and I've never tried it, so I guess I can't. Don't knock it till you try it, I guess, is kind of what you're supposed to say.
Right?
Um, I like the idea though, and there have always been, "Oh, I wish I could watch this with you, but you live in California," or whatever, right?
Right.
Like, wish we could enjoy this simultaneously somehow. And I love the idea, and I do think it's possible. I'm just waiting for somebody to, perfect it.
Hmm.
Because right now, jumping in the game, it feels like, I don't know, it still feels not quite complete because
Yeah.
I can't, it's like, it has to be on my computer. I hate that it's a plugin. I hate that I have to do that. If they can figure out how to like actually Netflix incorporate it and have it be a Netflix product and almost like I can just sit down and you can control it and we can watch something at the same time and I'm just watching your TV, that's better and it's simpler. But until that happens, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's sustainable yet.
I think there's lots of services that are doing this, and I think there's going to be more and more that adopt it. I definitely feel like right now having it on the PC is the probably going to be the best experience
Yeah.
because you're going to be able to chat in real time. You can get on your keyboard and type. I think if you're
Mm,
trying to watch it like on your television, like let's say Netflix rolls out a feature, right? Netflix rolls out a feature. It's available on your Roku's and your Apple TVs and Chromecasts and
yep.
all the built-in Netflix on the televisions that people have. How do you get that interactive bit where you can sit there and type? Because if you have a remote and you've got to like scroll on the remote to get to like the letter
Sure.
M and then the letter A, like
Yep. Yep. Yep.
how do
Yep.
you do that?
Right. No, that makes sense. I don't know, but somebody's gonna. We've found technology's done the craziest stuff. I'm just waiting for someone to make it a better user experience.
Yeah.
That's what I'm waiting for, and I'm hoping it's coming because I love the idea.
Yeah, I mean the Twitch. I think the Twitch platform is a good platform to probably do
Yeah.
that for people that are already sitting in front of a PC. But I agree with you. I think like if Disney Plus, like if Disney really said like, hey, on top of the Disney Plus service, now we're going to give you this additional add-on that will let you do this, and like they could find a way to perfect it. Like I think that would be a really cool thing.
Yep.
But you're right. It's got to be a flawless experience.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So here's something, Matt, and this is where I think we're gonna have a little bit of fun with this idea. What are some shows that you would love to watch with someone using one of these watch party features
Okay.
if that person's never seen the show before? Like, what's
Yes.
something you would want to watch with people that have never seen the show
Hmm.
before and watch them experience it and like be all up in that? Like, what's I've got like a list of things. I started like writing things down. I was like, oh, and this and this and this. And I'm sure
Okay.
maybe you and I have some overlap, but I'm curious, like, what do
I
you
don't know.
what? Oh, ooh,
I don't know if we do. Here's okay. So here's what I did. Okay.
yeah,
I I'm very as an individual very passionate about the things that I love. I'm just a passionate individual. So I don't like watching movies and TV shows that I love with people who may not get it the way that I get it.
okay,
And I have been frustrated in the past, particularly like when dating, back in college when I'd watch something that I really like was important to me, and their response would be, "Oh, that was cute," and then I would just be like,
Mm.
"Well, I mean, this is one way to filter people out because you don't get it,
Right.
so screw this."
So,
So I
so
have kind
basically,
of
the scene from How I Met Your Mother, where he's
yes,
Stella, he's trying to see if she likes Star Wars, and like
Star Wars,
everything. Okay, yep.
very much like that. Um, so there are 2 shows that I came across, that well, here's what I did. I'll tell you what I did first.
Okay.
I had 2 shows that I called sacred, and these are shows that I don't really wanna watch with other people because they mean more to me than probably what they'll mean, if that makes like, more than what they'll mean to this individual. The only people I have watched these shows with and will watch these shows with is my wife, and they are Community and Friday Night Lights. Those are 2 shows that are important to me, and therefore, I don't want to experience them with someone else. Like,
You don't
they're
want to take
mine.
that risk.
No, they're from me. So I eliminated those, and then I went with, wow, there are, like, my favorite shows, and they're mostly comedies, but I don't really care about watching those with other people because
Yes.
they're just, like, fun comedies, and, like, comedy is so subjective, so it's really hard to get
Uh
an
huh.
idea of, why would I wanna watch that with someone else when I can stay at home and watch that with Jesse? I don't really care what somebody else does. So my thoughts were, these are shows that are either, like, epic to me or they're, like, week to week, like, "Oh my gosh, what's gonna happen?"
Uh huh. Yes.
So that's how I went with. Is that similar? You're shaking your head like that
Yes.
maybe
I
it's kind of down a
I
similar
I had
road.
the exact same thought. I was like,
Okay.
okay, comedies, like I love comedies. I was like, things like Community, Parks and Rec, 30 Rock, The
Right.
Office, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, How I Met Your Mother. Like, I like those shows, but comedy is subjective, and if I watch that and someone else doesn't laugh, I don't care. I laughed, it's fine.
Right. Right.
But it's for me, it's my list is a lot of shows where like there's something where it's week to week. There's some sort of
Yes.
drama. There's some sort of
Yes.
hook to get you to come back, or there's something that like makes it like a water cooler type of moment type of show. So I think you and I are probably going to be looking at in the similar idea. I don't
Yes.
know if we're necessarily going to have the same shows.
We won't. I would be I know that because I know you haven't seen these shows.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you've seen 2 of these shows that I know of.
Well,
I don't think you've seen the other ones.
drop one on me.
So I'll go with the first one. I don't know. Anyway, this kind of breaks one of my rules. Anyway, so the first one I've got is The Good Place season 1.
Okay.
And you don't want to spoil anything, but there's a reason that I chose The Good Place season 1, not because it's funny, because I mean it is,
Right.
but because of like how new it is in the comedy genre, like how they take like really different approaches to comedy
And it's a
and the
unique idea.
situation. Yeah.
Yes.
And then some crazy stuff that may or may not happen in season 1 would be it's I've found it myself on YouTube looking at reactions of people reacting to what may or may not happen in season 1.
Right.
So that one in particular, and seasons 2, 3, and 4, they're funny, they're good, all that, but I don't really care about watching it at that point because I feel like it's kind of the show has showed its cards.
Yep.
We know kind of what it is.
Yes.
So
Yep.
that's why just season 1 of The Good Place.
I
That's
l-
what I got.
I like that, Matt. I actually really like that. It's not on my list, but definitely that would be one that I would like to rewatch and watch with people who've never seen it because I know what's going to come up and I know what's going to happen, and to watch people experience that and maybe that's why my list is the way it is that
Yeah.
there's like an emotional experience kind of like component to it. So my first one is Lost.
Yeah.
I mean that show, because it hits those buckets right where like it's a water cooler type of show where like things are going to happen in every episode that you're going to say, oh, I want to know more about this, but then it doesn't go right back to that. It takes you a little somewhere else and like leaves all these little breadcrumbs. And like I remember like talking to people around me, and they're like, well, what does this mean? And what does this, and like, we'd sit there and strategize and theorize, like, what like a moment or like a single word could have meant, because it could change the outcome for the characters. And the interesting thing is that keeps up all the way through the entire show, through all the seasons. And
Right.
so I think rewatching that show with people in like a watch party who've never seen it, to watch their little fingers start flying all over the keyboards and asking questions would
Sure.
be so entertaining to me.
Yeah, yeah. I like that. I like that answer. As somebody who's never finished Lost,
Oh,
I have so many questions, I guess. I've wanted to watch it and I've tried to get back into it, but because it lost steam and I know the ending's not what anyone wanted, it's hard for me to get excited. This is the How I Met Your Mother effect that we talked about, I think
yeah.
last week or 2 weeks ago. It's like, I really want to get when I know. Anyway.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right. So the next one that I have is a show I know that you haven't seen, and I would bet you that none of the Super Friends, well, not none of them, maybe some of them I've seen, and that is Riverdale. This is a Matt and Jesse Shaw classic staple must watch. This is teenage drama. This is murder mystery. This is Archie and Veronica. This is the Archie comics, but made
Uh-huh.
like dark and real and brooding and emotional, and just like it is like the quintessential guilty pleasure. Although
Uh-huh.
guilty pleasures are not things I do. If I like it, I like it, and I don't care what anyone else really thinks. So this is more like it's just like candy. I mean, it's like a pixie stick.
So
Like you should be ashamed, but you're not.
the funny thing is, like, I think Riverdale's actually a show I probably would get into if I watched it. I know Brita would
Yeah.
definitely get into it, because for some reason, to me, like, when I think of Riverdale, I think of that show, like, I think it was called like Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, it's not like Once Upon a Time.
No, but but I understand that. But in my mind, it's like, here's a premise that we're very familiar with, and it changes it enough, because like Once Upon a Time is
Okay.
like, oh, here's all these like fairy tale characters you may know,
Right.
and princes and princesses and stuff from Disney stuff.
Mhm.
However, we take it a completely, like, we take a hard right. It's completely different. It's still these same characters. And I look
Yeah.
at this, like the Archie and Veronica and Jughead. It's like, I remember like seeing some of those comics as a kid and thinking they were kind of boring. I didn't really think there was
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
interesting about it. And the fact that I know so many people who talk about the show says they've probably taken these characters and taken a hard right and done something with it that's got all these people like just talking about it and getting crazy about it.
Yes. Yes. It's an insane, unrealistic show. And so if you want a show based or rooted in something real that you can relate to, this is not your show. But if you want to just escape down like teenage romance drama, a little bit steamy, a little bit silly, like it's right in my zone, man. A little bit of scary. Season 3 is a lot of bit scary. So this is a show that I would love to watch with somebody who like, I don't know, appreciates that kind of stuff. And there is kind of a throughput in each season where
Okay.
there's the oh my gosh, what's next? Oh my gosh, what's next? So it does keep you kind of grasping, like you don't get the answers that you want. I mean, the first season, there's no spoilers here. It's a murder, and you find out like immediately in the first 10 minutes, and the whole season is, oh my gosh, well, who was it? What's going on? There's so much drama going on. It's great.
Interesting. Yeah, I may have to take a look at that. I
I would. It's great.
I might
Has
have to
Brita
take a
seen
look.
it?
She hasn't.
Y'all should watch it together. I think you guys might like it. I don't know though.
We might, and we need a new show. I do have
Oh.
I do have a pretty lengthy list of things. Like I really
Yeah.
want to watch Man on the High Castle. And this is, not
Yeah.
part of our conversation, but I really want to watch Man on the High Castle, and I think Brita does as well. So
Fair.
anyway, we'll see. So my next show, this is it's a rough show, but it's full of drama. It keeps you coming back. It is Breaking Bad. So if there's a
Oh.
show that I want to watch with people in this, these watch parties, with people who haven't seen it, I want to watch people's reaction to Breaking Bad, because it is such good storytelling, from where they take the character at the beginning to where the character ends up at the end, and all the other characters, and the stories that weave in and out. Like, it's such a great show in and of itself. But I think that show would be great in a watch party scenario, because you would watch people go from like liking a character to maybe not liking a character, or not liking a character to liking a character, and there would be lots of questions and lots of things that they would want to get in on and really like dig into. And like, that for me would be a lot of fun to rewatch that show, just because I loved that show, but then to watch people like really like to watch it get its hooks in them. That's, I guess, also like most of mine are kind of like that. Like, I want to see a show get their hooks in someone, and then just people going, what is going on? What's happening? Like, like that would be good to me.
Doesn't it feel good when you recommend a show and like they can't stop watching it?
Yes.
You're like, I've made an impact on their life.
Yes. Have you seen Breaking Bad?
So, attentive super friends will know that we've discussed Breaking Bad in the past.
It's true.
And I couldn't get past the first episode. It's the bathtub and the acid and the bodies, and I mean, I have a decent stomach, but
it was
I need to try and revisit the show, because I hear that it's not not violent like that,
no.
or
I mean,
explicit
it does,
in the way that
yeah. So it's like I say with a lot of these drama shows that like try to be really edgy and like hook you right at first, that they're gonna do something in the first or second episode that's gonna be like really wild, that's going to be something you're gonna talk about. They're gonna do something that like really gets the attention, and then they're gonna start settling into their storytelling, because now they've got your attention and they've got you coming back, and like you want to know more about what's going on. That's what that was for me. That, because I remember watching that first episode that first time, going, this is maybe rougher if this is just gonna be and I was just clenching. I didn't know. And then I watched this and I was like, okay, I'll give the second episode. And the second episode was not like that rough. And I went,
right.
Okay. Whew, like I felt like I could take a breath. Yeah.
I need to try again then, because I hear that it's like amazing, and I love that kind of stuff, like these drama shows and character development and all that stuff. So I need to try that one again. I need to prepare myself. Plus, drugs scare me. I'm gonna be straight up. I'm a scared little boy when it comes to drugs. I don't like them. I don't like being around them. They make me really uncomfortable. Yep, so I don't know. We'll see what I can and can't do. That reminds me of The Walking Dead, that the episode where everybody just was like,
yep.
That's enough, and that's where I quit with that one too. So that's not on my list.
I did have that on my list as like an ancillary, but like if I had to choose between Breaking Bad or The Walking Dead for like a watch party to watch with people who've never seen it before and watch their reaction, I'd rather do that with Breaking Bad than The Walking Dead, because The Walking Dead, it gets kind of slow in parts and it kind of meanders storytelling wise.
It totally gets slow. It's crappy storytelling half the time.
Breaking Bad was pretty tight storytelling all the way through.
Yeah.
So
okay. I got to go back. I got to try it again.
Yeah.
And I got to watch Death Note. I'm gonna keep saying it until I actually do it.
Right.
All right. So the next one that I have is another show that I know that you haven't seen, but this is a show that I would love to watch with anybody and explain to them why it's so good. And that is Netflix's recently canceled but Emmy-winning show, The Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance. And
that was the new one, right?
This is the new one.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the Netflix show that was released last year.
Okay.
It just won an Emmy on Sunday or whatever for like best kids program. And when you watch, you're going to say, this ain't for my kids. This is scary. The Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance is incredibly tight storytelling and world building, particularly with world building, because this is like all puppets, all practical, and it creates this atmosphere in this world that of Thra that is living and breathing, and it tells the story of like the earth and the way that it's, and by earth I mean like the dirt, like the way that this sphere lives and thrives and how it's its own character, and the ecosystems, and it is amazing, akin in epicness to like
Mm,
The Hobbit, I'll say. So it's like not like Lord of the Rings epic, but it's
okay.
like that's an epic journey that dude just went on,
Nice.
something like that. And so that's what this reminds me of is, man, this, and it's so incredible, the storytelling, especially if you've seen The Dark Crystal. And I would recommend watching that movie first, because this is a prequel to that, and you can say, okay, well, this is where Thra, the world is then when I watched The Dark Crystal in 1980 or whatever, and this is where they are now. Wow, how do they get from A to B? Because this is totally different, and it's just amazing. It's beautiful. The voice actors are insane. The cast list is crazy. Go look it up sometime. But I know Mark Hamill's in it, and we know he's a great voice actor. So the show's amazing. I would watch that with anybody who wanted to say, Matt, I've got 8 hours to kill. Let's
Ooh,
watch, 8 episodes of The Dark Crystal. It's amazing.
that's interesting. I like that. I I want to watch that show. Maybe that's a show we'll figure out how to do the old Netflix
Yeah.
watch party Chrome extension thing, and I do that with you.
Yep.
Uh, Here's one I would love to do, because in a way, in an old school way, I already have done this once. I introduced this show to my family way back in the day. I was watching this thing from day one when it was on a Friday night on Fox. I'm talking about the X Files.
Oh,
X Files was a really, really cool sci fi show that also had some like horror and suspense elements, and like they kind of had some like Monster of the Week type episodes, but they had this kind of like overarching kind of story that as some of the later seasons went on, like that got even stronger and
yeah.
stronger until that first movie. X-Files was great. I love it. Scully and Mulder, uh I think the show is amazing, but I would love to like watch that with other people who haven't seen it, because it is just old enough now that I think that there's a whole generation of people that probably haven't seen it and maybe not even heard of it. And to go
Right.
back and see how Chris Carter wrote some of those episodes and how they filmed them, like there's so much suspense, Matt. There's so much suspense in that. And there's all these characters that just kind of pop up and show up, and you're like, who is the cigarette smoking man? Or sometimes they called him Cancer Man because like he never had a name. So like fans would like give him a name,
Yeah.
and what about the lone wolves, and what about like there was all these like little things
Hmm.
you just kind of wanted to see. And then like some episodes would kind of veer back into the Monster of the Week type of stuff, and then they
Right.
kind of come back, and like it was just all these really cool like extraterrestrial UFO stories told from the perspective of these FBI agents that were like hunting them down and investigating it.
Interesting.
I think that would be a really, really fun series to watch with people who haven't seen it before, and to get their take on it and see what they think.
Yeah, and judging by my reactions, I think you can tell I have not seen the X
I
Files.
think it's right up your alley.
It was really popular when I was a kid, but I just never watched it. It's one of those shows. It's same with like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It was all really popular. I just never, I don't know, didn't care.
Yep.
I wasn't interested at the time. I'll say that. Plus, I was probably scaredy pants. It's probably those two shows in particular I didn't watch. Oh, I just didn't watch it, not
Yep.
because I'm a little wimp. And now that's like a 180 from how I am now. I love the scary stuff. I watched Halloween today. Such a great movie.
Oh,
Anyway, moving on. That's a good one, and that's one that I do want to watch as well. And every time we have a new episode, I go, like that's a game I need to play, or
yep.
that's a show, and that's a movie, and that's a whole freaking series of movies and shows with 5,000 episodes. Like,
Yep.
that's a good one. Oh my gosh. Okay, so next one I have is a show that you still have not seen, at least from when we last talked, maybe you have seen a couple of episodes. I think you might have seen a couple of this. But that show is Lock and Key, which is another Netflix show that was recently released. All of my shows are relatively recent.
Mm,
Um, because I feel like shows have just gotten better.
yeah.
And Lock and Key is one of the shows where, again, it's kind of in my wheelhouse of dark and creepy. And those are the shows that I like. And even on this list, I mean, The Dark Crystal is a dark and creepy show, and this one's a dark and creepy show. I like them. And Riverdale's a dark and creepy show. And so, but Lock and Key is an excellent, like, it's an excellent balance of it's more of a family show. Like, it's not that scary, I wouldn't say. And people were kind of disappointed because the graphic novel is quite scary and dark, and I think a little more brutal and violent than maybe what the show ended up being. I mean, it's still scary, it's still creepy, it's still dark. Um, but it like teeters that kind of that line of uncomfortable and uneasy with just general good storytelling.
Mm,
So this is a show where it's again, it's like, and Netflix does this now, and all binging shows, right? It's like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, like one more. Oh, we
Right.
can't go to bed yet, and our kids wake up at between 5 and 7. Who knows? And flip a coin, and we'll see what time they wake up and gamble and hope it's not 5
Right.
because I got to watch another episode of this show. Um, so that's one that I know that I've talked about on the podcast before, and I know I've told a lot of people to watch. And that's one that I would enjoy watching with other people to see what they think, because I could see this one kind of going either way with people. I think it's kind of one of those, you like it or you don't. Dark Crystal, same way. You either like puppets or you think it's stupid.
Mm,
So anyway, that's
interesting.
mine.
Interesting. All right. I've got like a whole list. I'm gonna go with one
I only have
more.
one more. I only got one more.
Okay. I'm gonna go with one more, and then I'll let you go your one
Okay.
more. I'm gonna say for my last one, because I do have a whole bunch on here. I'm gonna go with Battlestar Galactica, and I'm gonna go with the remake that they did in like 2005. Um, Battlestar Galactica is a great sci-fi show. The remake obviously is much better to me than the original, the classic from like 1980. That one's kind of rough. I've tried going back and rewatching it,
Yeah.
but it's a great sci-fi show. It's got some really good storytelling, and it's got some good world building and some things that are going on that I would love to see a fan of sci-fi who hasn't seen this show before, and to like experience that with them and watch them, like get into this, because it feels like a very accessible show as far as a sci-fi show goes. Nothing's like so crazy that it would make it hard to follow along, but
Okay.
it's interesting enough with this concept of like, you know, that there's AI that is been battling with humans, trying to push humans to the point of extinction, and it's like we created our own problem. The humans created their own problem, and now now the now that's coming home, and it's just great. I mean, it gets a little meandering, it gets a little weird with some of the things that kind of go on, but overall, like, it's a really 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 fun sci-fi show with some really good acting, and I would love to like watch that with other super friends and like see them get into that.
Yeah, here's I think my biggest problem with Battlestar Galactica is their title. I think that I know for me that turned me off immediately. It just sounded like it was going to be confusing and way too nerdy for me. Like inaccessible, like stuff I just wouldn't be interested in. But I hear people really really like it, especially the like you said, like the remake.
Yeah.
And I just feel like they really really botched the title and made it so it was to me inaccessible, something that I wouldn't be interested in watching. It like
See,
Star Wars, it's like, oh, okay, I know what this is about. It's stars and there's a war, but
here's the
like I
thing
don't
though,
know.
like that show, like the way they portray space and how it feels feels very much like Star Wars.
Okay.
It's not as crazy with some of the aliens and Force and all that other stuff, but
Right.
but the way they portray space and living in space feels more like Star Wars than it does Star Trek. And it's more accessible, I think, than you probably are thinking. However,
It sounds like it. Just the way you described it, it sounds more accessible. Like I imagine
yeah,
it being way more Star Trek-y
no,
than
no.
Star Wars-y or in any way something that I could enjoy.
The nice thing is the first episode, the pilot, was actually filmed as like a full movie, so it's like 2 hours long, and
Okay.
it feels like a movie. And you're like, this is really cool. And then you get to the 42-minute, because it was an hour show, you get to the
Yeah.
42-minute episodes
Okay.
after
Okay.
that, and it gets serialized. But I've told people, I'm like, watch just that pilot, and if you don't want to watch any more, by all means stop. But I think that would be a fun one to watch with super friends that had never seen
Okay.
it.
Okay. Nice. All right, so here's my last one, and I think the reason behind wanting to watch this one with somebody is going to be self-explanatory when I tell you what it is, and that is The Tiger King. This show would be hilarious
Yeah,
to watch with other people, especially if you can you've got like these group of friends in your head and you're like, "Oh, this would be funny to watch with them."
yeah.
Just the questions and the comments that would come up, it's like, is
Yes.
this really happening? Is this guy for real?
Right.
Is he like a gay polygamist? Like, what's happening right now?
Right.
Is he really singing like a country song at his husband's funeral? Like, what
Ah,
is this?
it's
Did,
so
did Belvac
ridiculous.
really kill her husband? Like,
Yep.
there's so many questions and things to talk about that I would just that's a show that I could watch a lot, and I know there are people who didn't like it. It's too outrageous, and I
Sure.
get those people, and I don't fault you for it. I'm not one of them. The weirder and crazier, the better.
you,
And this
you
hits
want
the
Joe
quotient for
Exotic.
all of it.
You
Oh man, I
yeah.
want him out of prison. That's what I want.
Oh
Poor
man.
guy, daggum, man.
Oh.
Anyway, so that's a show that I think would be just so fun to watch in kind of a watch party
Here's
situation.
I totally agree. Who hasn't seen that at this point though?
I don't know.
I feel
There
like
gotta be someone.
I mean there's got to be someone, yeah, but I feel like at this point, like, that's definitely a show because of when it hit at the start of the pandemic, and everyone was home and everyone was kind of going into these like
Yeah.
lockdown, stay home, stay safe type of scenarios. I feel like everyone and their dog was watching that thing. So,
Okay. It's a watch it again situation.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
Then we can just pause it and be like, okay, can we all appreciate that this individual just got their arm ripped off at work and then came back next week? Like, can we just all talk about how what the F that is, you
Right,
know?
right.
So anyway, it's great.
All right, super friends. So here's the thing: these watch parties, like, more and more services are rolling this out. More and more, I think we're gonna start seeing this becoming a thing. I agree, Matt. I don't think anyone's perfected it yet. I think that still has to come, but I think we're gonna get there. And so,
Yeah.
super friends, I want to know if this gets perfected. What is a show you want to watch with people who've not seen that show before, just to see them get hooked and to see their interaction and their discovery? I want to hear from you. We will talk about that next week. You can get us at all the normal places. You can send us an email, fortofnerd@gmail.com. You can get us Twitter @fortofnerd. You can get us Facebook, facebook.com/fortofnerd. You can get us on Instagram, fortofnerd. You can get on our Discord. We've got links in the show notes, and you can put your answer in there. I mean, we're just everywhere now, Matt. YouTube,
Yeah, we
like,
are.
we're gonna be over in YouTube. Like,
Come on.
well, of course, this just makes one other place I've got to look. You could put an answer in the comments of the YouTube video.
That's true.
Uh,
That's true.
So it's one other place I'm just gonna have to check for each and every week, which I'm totally okay with, super friends. So that's the question. What's a show you would like to watch on a watch party with people who have never seen the show before? We'll read those answers next week. Matt, 201. We've
201 in the books.
we've crossed that threshold. Now we're looking towards 300. How about that?
Love it. It's awesome.
All right. Well, from all of us here at the Fortress of Nerditude to all of you out there, wherever you may be, may the Force be with you always. And that's episode 201, Matt.
Yeah.
Boom.
Baby.
Super friends. Now that I'm here, let's export this out here real quick before we get going.
Yeah,
And then
I'm
we'll-
already on it, man.
On it. You were on it.
On it, blue bonnet.
Oh, look at you.
That's a thing people say.
No,
Right?
maybe.
No. The answer. Okay.
No,
okay.
no. I
Yo,
don't think
super
so.
friends, what's up? Let's look at these there.
So,
people
super
say.
friends, thank you for hanging out with us as we recorded the podcast live. I did see, Matt, that I'm pretty sure we've got 2 subs that happened.
Yeah, I think it's my mom and my brother.
Which means
That's what I think just happened, and I guarantee that neither of them are still watching.
which means we got to spin the wheel of the Bean Boozled, the wheel of nastiness.
Mythicality.
Yep, this is what we're gonna be doing here. I appreciate all the super friends hanging out while we record live, but since it still is September, it's the Bean Boozled challenge. For every sub, I'm gonna spin the wheel of nastiness, and we're going to see what happens here.
Hey, I got a question. How do I pull up the chat on mine? I don't know how to do that.
You will need to pull up the Twitch,
Oh gosh,
the Twitch page.
I don't even know how to do that, guys. I don't know anything, and I'm really sorry to everybody out there.
I just want to make sure. I know the Dark Zero Dawn.
Dark Zero Dawn. That's my brother.
I saw that go through. Thank you, Brother Shaw. And I swear I had another one, but I don't see it in my little mini feed. So I'm gonna come back up here and see. I know I saw another one here, and I want to make sure that
Yeah, my mom, Mama Shaw.
Mama
I
Shaw.
think she tried. I guess I don't know.
No, okay. Brass Monkey Mikey
Oh, okay.
subscribed at tier 1 for 2 months.
Beautiful.
And then the other one was your brother, Dark Zero Dawn. So
Okay.
we
cool,
we
good.
will spin for Brass Monkey Mikey, and then we will spin for Dark Zero Dawn. Oh, can I just say?
I hope.
Okay, this is the wheel of nastiness. There are many different colored beans. Each of them has a good and a bad flavor. And I will spin, and I will take the appropriate jelly bean. Okay. Tutti, Fruity, or Stinky Socks?
Stinky.
Tutti, Fruity, or Stinky Socks. There we go. Okay. This is for Brass Monkey Mikey. It's either Tutti, Fruity, or Stinky Socks.
You got a good. Oh, you got Stinky Socks.
No,
Congratulations.
no.
You love that stuff. That's so good.
Tutti Fruity. Oh, thank goodness.
Oh man.
Oh, thank goodness. Tutti Fruity is that's very acceptable. Last week I had to do this 6 times at the end of the show, and 5 out of 6 were disgusting. And I mean, absolutely disgusting. So Brass Monkey Mikey, the Tutti Fruity was your spin. Thankfully,
This is what's in behind me.
thankfully I didn't have to die. Let's see, what's
I
it?
can't get this.
Jason's not a big Star Wars fan, but I gotta build a lightsaber at Disney World, right? Oh yeah, balls. We were talking about that last week. You built the droid, Matt.
I did build the droid. R4. Emmy named him R4.
Okay. Not what I wanted to see.
Yeah, lightsabers.
Peach or barf? This is for
Oh.
Dark Zero Dawn.
So-
Peach or barf? Can I once again say how grateful I am that September is coming to a close?
You can.
Peach or barf?
Ew. I hope it. You should just put them both in and just do peach barf and let us know if that's a good combo. Ew, he got barf again. Ew.
So
So yucky.
Just that just
Oh gosh.
it's like pepperoni with acid and just like okay, I'm gonna drink some water here.
Ew, 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 ew.
Ugh. Balls says, how many subs are you away from the next goal? Balls, my next goal would be the final goal of unlocking the emote, which would be at 50 subs. And I believe that I'm sitting currently at 32 or 33. So I'm close-ish, but I'm not close enough. So, oh, just, oh, it says Will asked that, not me. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, there. Yep, you're right. Both of you on my screen are very dark blue, and apparently I'm getting old, and I can't read. Oh, just yikes. Ugh.
Oh man.
So those were the two that we had tonight. I appreciate you sticking around. Hey, brunch man, how's it going? You are.
That's me.
I know it is. You're doing the chat thing right.
Am I doing it right? I figured out. It took me this entire time to figure out how to log into my Twitch.
Nice.
And I don't even know why I'm brunch man. I don't know.
I noticed earlier Brass Monkey Mikey, he subbed, and he was also trying to get us to say like a go lightning to, for another sub, and I was like, we weren't going to change the integrity of the audio for the podcast. Plus, I'm from Chicago, so I'm a Blackhawks fan. So
I can't say go lightning.
I'm not gonna.
Go.
I'm not gonna root for anyone else, and I'm gonna root for another team just for a nasty jelly bean spin. Oh,
look,
I don't know.
I didn't want the Lightning to win it. I mean, congrats, they won it. However, Joe Pavelski, the poor guy, needs a Stanley Cup playoff win. I feel bad for him.
Yep.
Well.
All right, I'm gonna put the Bean Boozled challenge away. Because
yay!
Jason's over there. Matt, sub really fast. He wants you to do that. Oh, son of a bat.
Oh, wait. I did that?
Have you used your Prime sub this month?
Oh, hold on.
I feel maybe I should.
Wait, did I?
Maybe I should not put it away. I feel like you're getting ready to use your Prime sub. Yeah, thanks, Spencer. You're welcome, Jason. You big jerk. Look what you did, you little jerk.
Did it work?
I haven't seen it pop through yet.
What?
I
did it.
Give it.
Oh wait, what's this mean? I did. I gift a sub already.
Not
whatever.
Not gift a sub.
I did it wrong, everybody. I don't know what I did, but I did something wrong.
If you're trying
I'm really sorry.
If you're trying to use your Prime.
I did.
Sub, it'll go down. Oh, really?
I did it. I did the thing and then it went away. And I did it. And then it went away.
Maybe just.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Here, I know what you're trying to do here. You're trying to.
I screwed it up.
Let me go take a look. Maybe just the alert hasn't come through.
Is this how you do it?
He subbed. It won't let me gift him. Says Balls. Let me take a look. I don't. Did you sub earlier in the month?
I might have, but I doubt it. It still let me do it. Like it let me do the thing when I went here. Resubscribe. I did resubscribe.
Yeah, if you do resubscribe and then you scroll down like partway through to use your Prime for free.
And that's exactly what I did.
That's weird. Because I don't see it on the there's no things. It doesn't say you've done it.
Way to go, Twitch. It's definitely not operator error. I'm on Twitch all the time, and I know everything about the inner workings of it, okay?
Here, I know what I'll do for you, Matt. I know another way I can go check real quick.
It says it is showing he's on his 3rd month now.
Yeah, let me.
Oh, it does say that. Wait, do I have to do this?
Oh, have you not clicked the little thing? It's like show the thing, whatever. Yeah, there you go. There you go. It just came through now. Did you have to click the little share button in the little chat?
It said only visible to me, and I was like, well, I don't know if that's good or bad or what.
Yep.
All right, let's see it. Good call, Super Friends. Thank you for that.
Wheel of nastiness. Okay, come on. This thing's got to spin here. All right, let me move it around again here just a little bit. Okay. Juicy pear or booger?
Ooh,
Juicy pear or booger?
juicy book.
Oh, no. Oh.
What does booger even taste like? Like, how can they? I mean, obviously, someone did the research.
Oh.
Can it taste bad?
I mean, it tastes like they smell. I
Do
mean,
boogers smell? I mean, they're in my nose. I don't know. They're till it starts to hurt.
it's just it's disgusting, but it's
Like a
yeah,
weird, gross thing.
yeah, it's just like a weird, gross. And Ball says boogers have no taste. I eat them often.
Yeah, man. Everyone's done an accidental back of the throat swallow, and it don't taste like nothing. Ew, but it tastes like something to you right now. That's for sure.
It's yeah. I don't know. I don't know what you would call that. I don't know what. What flavor you'd associate, but like it's not like dog food and spoiled milk. It's not like the barf. It's not like the dead fish. Okay, it's not that bad, but Gibby. Oh, jeez.
Wait a minute.
But it's but it's not good. You know, the time is really getting away from us here.
No, I still got more to do. I'm still uploading and trying to figure it out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh dear God.
Oh Gibby. Oh Gibby.
No.
Oh Gibby with
You gotta start cranking them out.
Oh
batch.
Gibby
dude.
with 5 gift subs.
That's so good.
Dang it.
Oh man,
Dang it. All right.
dude.
Oh,
make my night. That was great. This
man.
is too good.
All right. Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Please, dear September gods, please don't let me throw up live on stream. Please.
Oh, please do.
Gibby, thank you for the 5 gifted. That is amazing. Yeah, I think I'll have to. Will says, I think that brings the total to 44, only 6 away. I've got my thing up here. I'm gonna look at it and see where we're at. I think a few have rolled off because I'm sitting at 36 right now. Because it's a rolling 30-day period. Okay, the first one is Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks. Oh gosh, this is going to be the gift sub that went to Mama Shaw.
Mama Shaw, what up? Shout out.
Mama Shaw,
Probably
I hope you enjoy your
She'll watch it on YouTube.
Your sub emotes. This is the little spectacled. What's this again? Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks? Oh,
Oh dear.
oh.
I'm not sorry.
Oh, it just.
I'm not sorry.
Oh, just the. Oh, it just smells like. And tastes like a. Oh, like a bottom of a laundry hamper. It just.
Like a dirty one?
Yes. It's
Okay.
not just. Okay.
Oh man.
Ugh. That one's bad. That one's bad. Birthday cake or dirty dish?
Oh my gosh,
What?
dude, you got more.
Oh, jeez.
You better hurry up.
Dirty.
It's 10:15.
I
I'm
know.
ready for freaking bed.
Okay, this. Oh
Keep them
gosh.
coming though. Keep them coming.
This
Don't
is,
get me wrong.
This is the gift sub that went to Dark Rose. It is either birthday cake or dirty dishwater. Birthday cake. Birthday cake.
I'm so happy for you.
Birthday cake, yeah. Okay. That one's good. That one's good. I'll take that one. All right, this is we're going to spin. Ooh. Berry blue or toothpaste.
Oh, this is a win-win.
Berry blue or toothpaste. This will go for Old Man Guido's, the gifted. It is toothpaste. However, toothpaste is very, very minty. What's going on, Zoltar? How are you doing, buddy? I've got 6 jelly beans I have to do for Gibby's gift subs, and I've done 3 of those. I did 3 earlier, so I think I'm at 6 right now. I had to do, I think, 9 for the night, I think. Okay. Let's see here. Next is the gift sub for Crafty Rebel for Robin. This is going to be strawberry banana smoothie or dead fish. Strawberry banana smoothie or dead fish.
Sounds
okay.
Oh, ew. That would be bad. That one sounds the worst of them all so far. Ew, dude. Come on. Stop. Oh, don't. That is a terrible noise. Gosh. That's a good point. These dead fish, we do eat dead fish. It's the only fish I've ever eaten.
Yeah, I don't eat live fish, but that ain't sushi.
Dude, that's nasty.
Oh god, that one hurts. That one hurts. That one hurts a lot. Gibby, we're not done with yours yet.
He's only gotten one good one so far, I think. Even though toothpaste wasn't too bad.
Now we're gonna spin for the gifted that went to Burnaby. Juicy pear or booger.
Oh. Booger. Again, can you tell us how it tastes one more time?
It's juicy pear.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Oh, it's juicy pear. Thank goodness.
I want it to end on a gross one, though, for sure.
Okay. All right. We're going to spin. This will be the last one. This was the one that Gibby tacked on that went to the gift sub that went to Hollywood Bones. Chocolate pudding or canned dog food? Chocolate pudding or canned dog food? Jason, thank you for the 5 bits. I appreciate this.
No, again? It doesn't make sense. The odds. It doesn't make sense. Oh my gosh.
That dog food doesn't. That dog food does not taste like beef stew. Good lord.
Oh gosh, so gross.
All right.
Yeah, the noises are the worst. You make really gross noises.
I'm trying not to throw up. Okay. You make the noises, but don't make me throw up. Out of the
too good.
Out of the 6 gifted subs, technically the toothpaste is considered a nasty flavor, but
it is.
But it's okay.
Like
what did I end up getting there?
1 or 2.
Dog food, toothpaste, dead fish. I think that's what I got out of Gibby's. I think 3 were bad because I got a pear. I think I got a birthday cake.
You did get a birthday cake.
And
a birthday cake.
A birthday cake. But I definitely got a barf for the one that I think was your brother's. Oh, wow. Thank you, Gibby, for the torture. I appreciate it. I appreciate the six gifted subs as well.
It's awesome.
Ooh, yes. Thank you. Big ups. September's almost over. I've got, literally after we get off this stream, I've got two more streams in September. And yes, Gibby, yes. I don't have to
done.
Balls wants bean timber. No. My wife and I had a very serious conversation about, because I have a whole nother one of these upstairs that my kids bought, about maybe doing this during November for like an Extra Life stream. And I was just like, oh man. Oh,
I hear you.
Don't burp.
Yeah.
Oh, that was like barf and canned dog food together. Oh,
same thing.
Like we talked about it. Like I can't beans giving. I can't figure out like if I would do that for a certain threshold or not. Like that's just it would be too much.
I got you.
Yeah, Gibby says I'm letting them sit. Yeah. Zoltar says not exactly related to Bean Boozle, but if you ever buy a box of Jelly Belly jelly beans, do yourself a favor and pop a chocolate pudding and a cherry, or a chocolate pudding and peanut butter. You'll thank me forever. Nice.
Well, that's a lot of thanks.
Kids live stream call Toucher Dad? I don't know, Jason, what you're saying there.
Sounds a little bit inappropriate.
Yeah, I went, whoa, wait a minute. Time out. Terms of services.
Call Toucher Dad?
Ooh. Ooh. All right.
I don't even know why.
So
awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Yes, thank you. So coming up this week, Matt, I think I'm going to be streaming some Torture Dad. Torture.
That's way better.
Way better than Toucher Dad. That's like on The Office where he's like I like little kids and I want them to know that I love kids, so I made my name Little Kid Lover. So wrong.
Oh, so great.
So I think it's gonna be some Fall Guys this week. I would really like to play Among Us. I bought it on Steam for $5. I think that would be a lot of fun to do, to try to get some community people together. And so I think Among Us would be a lot of fun to play. And Matt, I think I may have to fire up the old Switch and check out the fall the fall
I'm
update
stoked, man.
for Animal Crossing.
Sick. I'm excited for it for sure.
Yeah, yep. I definitely want to get in some Among Us in this week. I feel like sorry, excuse me.
Coming at you.
Whew. Oh, it's coming at me hard.
Mashed it.
I feel like Among Us is a game that like I really could sink my teeth into, but when I played it over the weekend, I just got the crewmate the entire time. I was like the imposter one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so I think that's going to be the schedule coming up the rest of the week. But I appreciate Super Friends, all of you. Oh, Matt's changing his lighting. I appreciate you all hanging out here tonight as we recorded the podcast live. Once again, the podcast will drop Thursday morning like we always do. And then Matt and I have been talking, and let you in a little bit. We're talking about doing some maybe like live reaction videos to some trailers and stuff. That way we can Matt and I can just hop on and record real quick for 10 minutes and then pump that over to YouTube on days when big things drop. And so we've got some stuff in the works. Matt, you're really getting ready for the old month of October, aren't you? Trying to get the...
Yeah, I'm trying to find the scariest... Look at this thing. It's so bright.
Nice.
Anyway, I figured this isn't going on YouTube, so I can do whatever.
No, this isn't gonna.
This is spooky.
We might.
This is how we record the Halloween podcast, everybody. I don't have to see.
We may.
Anyway,
we may end up doing some other stuff. Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Gibby has just gifted another sub to Arctic M50, Arctic M77.
Can't even talk. He's so flustered.
Yeah, that's Matt. He used to go by Arctic Warlocks. Gibby says, "Last one, I promise." However, Gibby, I don't believe you. Gibby the betrayer.
I like it, Gibby. I'm excited.
Just so you know, Gibby.
Give me one more. Send me off.
Just so you know, well, he did, so we're gonna do this. But just so you know, I'm gonna show that video clip to my kids again. You know the one I'm talking about. All right, let's spin. I've got a video clip where he was basically waiting at the finish to jump and grab the crown, but he mistimed it, and so I just ran up right around him and then jumped him.
Oh, that's awesome.
And took the crown. All right, it landed on... Oh, God, I hate this one. Marshmallow or stink bug? Marshmallow.
Oh my gosh.
Toasted marshmallow it is, or stink bug. This is for his gifted. Okay. Okay.
Oh, dang it.
Okay, good. That stink bug is so rough. This is toasted marshmallow. Jason is right. If it was stink bug, I think it would have made me throw up. Because that was the one last time after I had the barf, and then I got the spoiled milk, and then the stink bug where I was I nearly lost it.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Oh, Gibby says I can't end on a good one. Well, Matt, we need to wrap this up here real fast.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you very much, Super Friends.
Yes, thank you.
We love it. This is super fun. I'm really enjoying the live.
Paul says, Gibby, no, he has a family. Speed outro. We'll check in with you. I'll be back on tomorrow night.
UAU's doing good, man. Go Cougs, 2-0.
No one cares about college
football. Yeah, Jason both cares. Good gosh, come on.
Come on.
Go Mets. Jerry Seinfeld's the only one who cares about the Mets. All right. And on that,
the month of September is almost done. Thank you for the subs tonight. We will catch you tomorrow, Matt. Well, yeah, I mean, I'll be here tomorrow night. I'll be here with all the Super Friends, and maybe Matt, maybe we can try to entice you to come and play a little Among Us this week.
Maybe. We'll see.
See if we can get on this week. All right. Well, we're gonna bounce out, and again, I mean, I say this as I close off my Twitch streams, and I feel like we just said this, but from all of us though here at the Fortress of Nerditude, to all of you out there, wherever you may be, may the Force be with you.